Okay, I'm creating the face plates for the weeping water wall. You can also use this exact same method over kitchen cabinet refacing or for kitchen cabinet refacing. I'm using MDF, and I've used a router to round off the corners, and I put siliconized acrylic concrete stain on the front and back. And in most cases you're going to start with a nice solid black background. And I'm going to mix up a batch of liquid plastics with real bronze powder in the mix. I've got three 3-ounce Dixie cups, 1 part A, 1 part B, 1 part real bronze powder, and just pour it out of a cup and then come back with a chip brush and spread it out, and the material will go a long ways, and it doesn't necessarily have to be very thick. And then you can leave some blank areas and then just use some topical colorants and color in the blanks. And then once it's all spread out, another technique I'll use is find any old spice shaker, salt shaker, and fill that up with the bronze powder, and then carefully sprinkle that out over the wet material. That way you'll have higher concentrations of real bronze, so when you go to use the SOS pads and burnish it out or sand it out, it's going to make it look really concentrated on the metal, and it'll look 100% like real metal because it is real metal. One thing to be careful on this method is if you shake too big of a cluster, it's going to push the texture around. You'll have more of a divot look, which in some cases it looks really neat. So I mean, you can use this to texture it. I've also used texture rollers over this material. Italian slate was a good one. And then some of it absorbs down into the wet material, and then some obviously is going to be wasted. But once you start to burnish it, it doesn't really take that long. It's a real quick process. And then when the SOS pads, I start with a medium, and then I'll go down to the finest SOS pads that are available. And just watch here from start to finish. It's a real quick process. And then I'll tilt the board here just so you can see the difference of how fast it shines it up. But it goes from a real dull finish to real metal. And I'm also using an electric sander. I have a bunch of the SOS pads on the bottom, and I'm actually holding the SOS pad and keeping it under the sander. And you can leave the appearance dry like this, which is really classy, but it'll look even better if you put a 2-part epoxy on top, because then it'll really bring the shine out. Okay, I'm using siliconized acrylic concrete stains, 4 parts water, 1 part paint, and I'm starting out with a turquoise color, and I'm going to use a royal blue or a navy blue, a little bit of a black, so I'll do some black veining, black speckles, and then also I'll use some techniques where I put some mica powders into epoxy and pour it out of little Dixie cups, and you can make a batch of 5 different colors or however many colors. But it's a really neat technique, and then you clear the whole thing with a clear epoxy throughout, and then by adding the denatured alcohol and speckling little drops out there, it'll pull all those colors together. Obviously you probably wouldn't want to do something this extreme on kitchen cabinets, but the weeping water wall that this is going to go to, it's really wild colors already. And then the glitter, you can broadcast it out of your hand just like that, or just put it in the palm of your hand and blow it out over the area. And then the Dixie cup, just little strands here and there. And this is something you won't really see looking directly at it, but as you walk from the left to the right or right to the left, you're gonna see different colors. But it's a really neat effect. And right here I'm using a portion of a witch's broom, and I just kind of customized, made my own little handle on it. I think I just gray taped it or used some kind of a tape. Dip it in denatured alcohol and just sprinkle the drops out there, hit an area once, and then get off of it. But that'll pull all those different varieties of colors. It'll create little mountain tips and then self-level back out. And then one more time with the glitter, just blow it out of the palm. So you'll have an effect. You'll see glitter in the mix, and by doing it on top of the final coat of epoxy, It's going to give you that really sparkly effect on top. But real simple process, definitely a classy look. The bronze in itself is a real classy look. And that's about it. Have fun with it, and again, please send in any pictures. We appreciate any work sent in. Take care.